What's up, guys? Look what I have here. I have a 2016 Ford Mustang GT350, and look who I have here.
How's it going, guys?
If you want to buy this car, it's available.
Absolutely.
Only has like 44,000 miles and some change.
Great car.
Great car. Absolutely. Sounds good. You guys
gonna find.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna get a good comparison with the sound between these two flat plane cranks. Let's get into the video. Here's the original window sticker. You guys see the deep impact blue metallic paint and leather and suede interior. Short listing of the standard equipment. Has Alcantara for the steering wheel, and here's some of the options. This one does have the gas guzzler tax at $1,300, but you have the racing stripe for $475. Tech package back then was $7,500. It's pretty crazy, actually. Base price is $47,795 with the options and a $900 destination. Total price is $57,970. Philly comment numbers are off to the side, and because of inflation and the fact that the GT350s are a specialty Mustang, these cars do a really good job holding their value. So it's priced at $50,507. And let's go ahead and check out the car. You guys will see some of the upgrades that they did next. This is more than likely my favorite Mustang. If I were to trade in my Corvette, I would not be upset if I got one of these, for sure. Has a manual transmission. We're going to drive it today. And as you guys heard, Ken Garf has his car available. And what you may or may not know about these GT350s, they hold their value. And this one is the perfect spec. Has the blue with the white stripes. Perfect. And check out this diffuser too. Look how they designed it. I've always liked this. Very aggressive. And then this one does have those sticky Michelin tires. These are the Pilot Super Sports. And they look like they have pretty good tread on them still, I would say. 295/35, 19-inch wheel. Love the bronze. Here's that side skirt too. More of your badging right here. Black mirror caps with turn signals. And if you are interested in buying this car, the entire front end is PPF'd, including the front bumper and the headlights. So all that's protected. And with that many miles on it, I'm pretty sure some people would want that extra protection. Brembo brakes, and they are actually drilled too. I don't know why my Corvette Z06 with more horsepower doesn't have at least drilled rotors from the factory. But I guess you do have the carbon ceramic brakes, so there's that too. Now out back, they do give you the 305 tires, 35/19. Smart key system. They give you a convex mirror right there. And here's that rear spoiler. You have that quad exhaust. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Mustang model years for sure. Can't wait for you guys to see a comparison for the exhaust for both of these cars too. I want you guys to know which one won for sure in the comment section. See that backup camera right there? And as far as like the overall quality, or I should say condition, I would say it's definitely an 8 out of 10. I don't really see any scratches. I can tell right here the alignment of the bumper. You probably can maybe have them adjust that maybe a little bit if you're interested. I don't really see any dents, bruises on the paint. And like I said, fenders, hood, front bumper, PPF'd. Yeah, so the front end definitely does look perfect. The wheels, I don't see any curbs on these two. This is dirt right there. Yeah, no curb on this one. And that's always a good sign. When someone doesn't curb the wheels, you know they took care of the car. That's like the first thing I look for in anything. did they curve the wheels? On this side, those could have been repaired, but not really sure. I'm not even sure, did you have the option to get gold wheels? This might be aftermarket. I see the Ford center caps, and these look like Ford wheels. But yeah, these wheels are pretty much in great condition. And one last thing, here's that rear tread. It looks like you have tons of miles left on those too. You guys want to talk about the power? There's one ding right there, and that's probably from the tire. That's all I can see at this point, but one ding there. But yeah, the rest of the car is in really good condition. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this 5.2 liter. So this is the 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V8. You guys can see the cold air intake. And you guys see on the side, it does show you who actually built the engine. Here's your brace up front. And carbon fiber composite on the front end here for that weight savings. Now, this V8 does put out 526 horsepower, which comes on around 7,500 RPM, and 429 pound-feet of torque, which comes on around 4,750 RPM. All that does go through that 6-speed manual transmission. In the comment section, does this have the Tremec 6-speed? I'm not really sure. I know that the Dark Horse does, but I'm not sure if this car does. And I did see that this does have a 373 rear end. And let's quickly look at the interior. But before we do that, does this take 91? Do you have to burn premium? I want to ask a stupid question because people will ask that question, even on a sports car. If you're too cheap to put premium in a sports car, you should just buy a Prius. Just saying, just buy the Prius. It works best for people who have to ask that question. One thing I will mention to you guys, when it comes down to sports cars, I'm not a big fan of a bunch of screens. I actually prefer what this car offers. You still have that back seat, which should help for that insurance. And whoever had this car, they took really good care of it. The leather actually looks brand new, even on this side of the seat cushion. Normally you start to see those creases really early on, but not on these seats. These seats are, I would say, for a car that's almost a decade old, they're perfect. You have the small infotainment. You still have heated and ventilated seats with these Alcantara seats. 6-speed manual. This does have the backup camera. I like how it has your oil pressure, oil temp right up there. Let's go ahead and start it up so you guys can hear it from inside. So it's already warmed up. Push button starts right there. You have your caution lights. Traction control can be turned off, but I'm not an idiot. I am not turning off traction control. And I believe this is the launch control here. And then if you want that exhaust to be a little bit louder, you have that option. Inside the interior, let's see. Wow, that sounds really good. You can adjust your steering feel. I definitely want it in sport, and we're gonna put that suspension in sport as well. Are you guys ready to take this car for a drive? I'm ready to drive this thing. I think that I'm all too excited to drive a manual. It's been I guess I've driven one this year. I've driven a couple this year, I should say. And let's see if I'm rusty. Give me a second. Let me get used to the car before I take it out on the road. I have some terrible news. I did some footage in time lapse, and unfortunately, when I filmed my drive video, I never changed the settings, and I am so angry. I almost didn't post this video. I was so mad, but I figured I still have the rev comparison between the GT350 and my Z06, and it's still a pretty good video. So if you are someone looking to buy a car like this, the car ride's amazing. For this car to be 9 years old, 45,000 miles, it felt perfect. You can adjust the suspension, you can adjust the steering, multiple drive modes. Car revs out to like what, 8,000 RPM, and it's crazy. If you are in like a little bit higher gear and you just let it do it, it's like revving. It's addictive, and I will say, the car feels really quick on its feet. And driving a 6-speed, it's just nice having a manual transmission. I will admit, I do understand the hate on the C8 Corvettes. I will admit, not having a manual is kind of like, I don't know, it's a sin. It really is. I could only imagine. I don't know if I would buy a Z06 C8 with a manual if it was available. I don't think I would do it just because I like the paddle shifting. But if I had the money to own 2 cars, I would buy one with a manual, one with a automatic, because it is nice to be able to shift your own gears. You don't have rev matching with that 2016 Mustang GT350. That's the only downside I saw with the car, but apart from that, the car, I would say, is so much fun to drive. I would not be upset if I couldn't afford my Z06 anymore and I wanted to have a sports car again. I would 100% put that car at the top of my list. Like, I don't even like the Dark Horse anymore after driving this car. I'm just being brutally honest. I don't even like the Dark Horse. This is a better car for sure. And I think that the value that you guys see it holds, I think that that car can easily, if you keep the miles off it, can easily be worth very close to what it is today. So let's go ahead and check out the 0 to 60 footage I got, and you guys will see a rev comparison between the Z06 and the GT350.
30, 60.
Unfortunately, someone washed the stickers, so now they're just faded. I think that gross vehicle weight rating is 4550. Cargo carrying capacity is 668, which means this car is going to weigh 3,882 pounds on the curb. And if you would like to buy it, be sure to reach out to Ken Car Ford here in West Valley. Ask for Ken. See you guys soon.